This is the 10-year overview reading for QNT coin, that's Quant, for the 10-year period of 2020 through 2029. Currently, it's October 25th, 2022, approximately 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time, and the current price of a QNT coin is $174.40, $174.40. Alright guys, so we're going to verify the first couple of years of this 10-year reading, and then we'll get into the full interpretation. It's currently November 10th, 2022, 9:31 p.m. Eastern Time. The current price of QNT is $1.20 Alright, so we have move higher through resistance prominent on a multi-year chart. We stay above it briefly and then we break back down through the same price level. That's roughly 2020. And guys, keep in mind, each one of these cards represents an entire year. There's going to be some variation. Like, they're not all of these energies are going to line up exactly to 1 year. However, the sequence of events will be extremely accurate. So will the years. They'll be for the most part, but there's going to be a little variation. You have to give it a little bit of leave room. So, like, for instance, right here, 2020, we have that move higher through a prominent resistance on a multi-year chart. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter. And you can see it really ended up being the end of 2020. It ended up being 2029. It ended up being 2019 and 2020 where we see that move. And usually you'll see more of like a skew of time for something that's past, because it's not as relevant as the information we need to see for the future. But you can see it's from a brief peak that's easily missed. And then we break back down it's a full retracement back down to where that move started. That's that love card. And then what we see in 2021, 2021, we have a notable move higher, successfully turning resistance into new support. It's crossed with a sharp decline from a prominent peak or crest on a multi-year chart standing out. And you can see we have this big move higher, turning resistance into support. Let's take a look and see if that's the case. Oop. Technically, you could say that resistance became support, and then we did this big move. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. This resistance became support, we did this big move, and then we fell back down, a prominent decline off of a really prominent peak or crest on a multi-year chart. 2022, we have the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through a key support level. It's crossed with multiple headwinds. And you can see here in 2022, we have a rally that starts, it looks like it's halted here, and we've broken down through this resistance level, support level, which seems to be a pretty prominent support level. So we've done a decline through there, and that's 2020. That's 2022. What I'm also noticing here is that early in 2022, there was an opportunity. There's an opportunity at a low there in early 2022, and then in 2023, we have both the beginning of a rally and a notable move to the upside. There's a breakout correlation here in 2023. It looks like we have a high towards the end of the year of 2023 that's higher than the previous, not by much, but it's higher than the previous high that we had here in 2021 really. And so that, however, is crossed with a decline through a support level that was recently broken through once before, and that's on the scale of a multi-year chart. However, it does look like that rally continues. That rally continues into 2024 and ends. The rally ends in 2024, and there's a notable drop there from matter of fact, it's like right on the cusp. It looks like the rally ends right on the cusp of 2023 or 2024, and there's a sharp decline there from that rally or crest. And then bearish price swings and a sharp decline will stand out on a multi-year chart, bringing us into 2025, where there's a merger or acquisition or some sort of an agreement between two leaders that's significant and impacts QNT substantially. That's the main kind of thing going on in 2025, and there's a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into the end of the year. It looks like we probably have it could be the same low at the end of 2025 that we saw as a low here in early 2022. That's my sense. It's probably the same low. Yeah, it's probably the same low, same price level. And then 2026 looks like there's something global going on, probably with crypto in general, not just QNT. That's my sense. And there's a notable decline on a multi-year chart standing out. So they decline in 2025, moves into 2023, and then it looks like we have sideways fluctuations, sideways fluidity along a key support level on a multi-year chart. And sideways fluidity can be like something really narrow, or in a lot of cases recently on grander scale time frames, like a 10-year, I'm seeing kind of like big swings. So all the way up and all the way back down and all the way up, but where we start that time frame for the change card, we generally will price wise will generally end around the same price level for that change card. Like where change card starts price wise, it usually ends price wise. However, it does look like we rally out of a low towards the beginning of 2026. And we attempt to establish support. We attempt to reestablish support in 2027, and it's to the upsides. It's like a bullish reestablishment of support, and it happens when there's a rally along a diagonal trend line on a multi-year chart, breaking through horizontal resistance on a multi-year chart, meeting second resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two. And we'll attempt to establish support there at that price level there that we pull back to, and that'll be kind of like a new. That'll be a new high there, and that may be the highest high for the year. Is that the highest high for the year? I got an ambiguous card for that. Well, in any case, there'll be a peak there, right? We pull back from that second resistance to somewhere between those two price, and then when we get into 2028, we have a decline from a key support down to a second key support, and we rotate sideways along that key support. But here's the thing: it's crossed with the strife card, and the strife card also there's a breakout there. So my sense is probably what happens is we decline off of this peak or crest that we have somewhere around 2027. We decline to a key support on a multi-year chart and rotate sideways, and then out of that we rally to a resistance level. It looks like we rally, and there's actually a breakout here. There's a correlation to the victory card. So there's probably a breakout out of this trough that we get here between a peak in 2027 and a peak in 2029. There's like this trough and a breakout out of it. And we should also see a point at which we hit a prominent resistance level, and then we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. I think probably what happens is we, from the crest in 2027, where we attempt to reestablish support at a high level, we fall in 2028 to decline to a key support, and then we rotate sideways, and then we rally with a breakout into 2029. We create a really strong resistance, or we meet a really strong resistance there. Maybe it's the same price level as that for the high in 2027. Yeah, it is actually. It's the same price level, and then it looks like there's selling from near overbought territory from a near overbought peak in 2029. A male ruler is also highlighted. The completion of a bullish trend there is also highlighted. So looks like probably pretty juicy bullish trade here from 2022 into 2023. And then it looks like a pretty juicy bearish trade from that peak at the end of 2023 or into 2024 down to trough here in 2020, the end of 2025 or early 2026. And then there's a trade opportunity in there because we go much higher. It looks like this would be the same. This would be the highest high, and this price level here in 2029 should be the highest high. Do we go higher in the following 10-year period? Yes, we go higher. So overall, pretty darn bullish for QNT, my friends. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. If you want to see more QNT, let me know in the comments. The best way that you can guarantee seeing the monthlies of the QNT is if you're wanting to do that, guys, support the channel by going to our website tarotfortraders.com and ordering the recurring. It's $25 a month, and considering the information that you get and the accuracy of that information, it's a steal, my friends, and it really helps to support the channel so we can keep moving forward. Much appreciated. Make sure you follow that rule of karma, and I'll see you on the next one.